All right, well, I think I'm going to start. I think I'll start. We'll start with this group. For me, whether it's a small group or a large group, it's still a good group if I can help people trade and add value to their trading day and strategy. So welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for your support and for your time joining. And I just ask that it seems to be a small group and we're all mature. I ask that we just obviously remain respectful of one another. And thanks to all the day one people. There's a lot of people here that's been following me for quite some time. They've met me in other groups. They may have met me in Daniel Savage's group when I was there for a few months, just trading with him. He had allowed me to trade with him. And then also there was another individual that I was online with back in 2020. So a lot of you guys know me. And a lot of you guys are just very, very new to who I am. And so basically, I'll just give you a brief history of who I am. Everyone knows me as Squawk Trade, Algo King, self-proclaimed Algo King is who I am. Because I write algorithms, I write code. I've been a developer for over 20 some odd years. And I've been writing software since I was 12 years old. I was introduced to I'm letting more people in, I'm sorry. I was introduced to trading at a very, very, very young age. Well, not trading, but investing. My mother was big in investing. And then as far as technology, my father introduced me to my home computer at age 12, where what he did was he didn't buy me games. He bought a book of games and I had to learn how to trade it. So that is, okay, good. So yeah, so that's how I've become. We'll let this trade close out. Doesn't matter. I've already made the money. I'm already up like $400 or $500 already for the day, and I don't even trade Asia session. So but if I were to act on it, here's the sell signal that you can see up here, and we'll get into all of this over time. So yeah, so basically, I've pretty much developed this from the ground up. I've been trading for a few years now. And then in 2020, I really kicked it in. I took the time to, while I was working from home, I took the time to really just really just focus on my skill and just get this product out here. Since 2020, beginning of 2020, a lot of people knew that this was coming and they really hung in there. So I thank you very much. So that's basically who I am. And who is this for? Who is this indicator for? This indicator is for traders of all kinds, traders that are new to trading, that are trying to figure out a strategy, and maybe you need some help on entries. You need to figure out, well, what's the proper entry? You're probably over trading, or you're probably just getting in too late. And what this is doing is this is allowing these individuals to time I'm sorry, I'm letting more people in. It's allowing people to really just have a look at their entry. This will be a good confirmation for those individuals that need a little bit more confidence in their trading, and also for expert traders. I've got some expert traders that are using this also, and their results within the first hour of trading has been astronomical. I'll go over those reviews with you all later on in the call. So basically, we'll just talk about what is the lightning bolt strategy. So the lightning bolt strategy is something that I've created. And basically what it is I'll tell you what it's not right now. This is an indicator. This is not an auto trader. The auto trader is being tested. I've tested it. I've gotten great results with the auto trader. This is not the auto trader just yet. Let more people in, sorry. This is not the auto trader just yet. And this is not trade copy. A lot of people are asking me about the trade copy. Trade copy is coming. I'm testing that machine out. For those that know of me, and I've dropped a lot of information in a particular chat over the last day or two over the weekend regarding trade copy and the challenges, and those are the things that I'm working through. I'm very much aware of it, and it's going to be very successful with the results that I'm getting and how I'm managing it. But what this is an indicator that detects high probability setups. It's detecting it by looking at, obviously, historical information. Well, how is it doing it? Well, that's the $1 million question. And if you've got $1 million, you'll get a clear answer. But I can tell you that it looks at confluences, harmonics within the patterns of the historical data, and that's based on ABCD patterns, Elliott wave patterns, and cipher patterns. It's all built in. And once I see those particular patterns, I then start to look at candlestick formations to look for high probability candlestick setups that indicates a reversal. Okay, so that's what that does. And in addition to that, it does look at, sorry, we've got a few more people. What it does is it does look at these high probability setups, and these high probability setups are based on, like I mentioned, you know, ABCD patterns and so forth. It's not just, say, a Bollinger Band, swing high and swing low, right? So this is the way it's set up, is it's finding the extreme extended point where price action would reverse. Okay, so it's not like just simply a Bollinger Band and something is extending outside of a Bollinger Band and then you reverse it. This is actually detecting the various waves and determining, well, where is the entry? Where should the entry be for a reversal? We use it also for continuations, and that's with trend lines, and I'll explain that in a moment. First, I want to just drill down with, you know, the system itself and how it's working. So, you know, it's finding these patterns, whether short-term or long-term, depending on the time you're looking at. It's finding these patterns automatically. These blue lines here, I'll talk to you about that feature. In a nutshell, I'll just tell you right now, these are supply and demand zones that the indicator automatically draws for you. So there's, you know, no longer the days where you've got to figure out, well, where's my support? Where's my resistance? Do I use the wick, or do I use the open and close price to draw? This determines that. And my logic, oh, 1 second, more people. This actually determines where supply and demand zones, and it draws it out for you based on, you know, various settings that you want to have it set for. We'll get into that. That's a feature that is being dropped within the next day or two. So yeah, so why did it take so long for my day ones? You guys have been waiting for a long time for this. Well, you know, it's software development. There's a lot of testing, there's a lot of back testing, there's a lot of development, debugging. Then you've got to pilot, you've got to prove your concept. You know, I've been using it for all of a year. But you know, the back testing and getting it right before I released it to the public, it was super important to me. My name is on it. I back it. You know, it's my product. It's not a, you know, somebody else that's out there, say that, you know, they have their developer trading it or trade copying, and then, you know, the day before payouts, you lose money, or they don't pay you out. You know, I've seen and heard a lot of things, and they blame the developer. I am the developer. I got to blame me if things go wrong, right? These are my, this is my strategy and my hard work and effort being put into this. So that is basically what it is in a nutshell, and I'll explain to you how to use it. So basically what happens, if you're having a look at the screen, you'll see that it automatically draws these buy and sell signals, right? So initially what will happen is it will draw a lightning bolt, right? This lightning bolt indicates that, hey, I found some confluences in historical data that's saying that there's going to be a reversal perhaps that's coming, okay? The buy and the sell signal happen after that, usually after that. And that buy and the sell signal, that is my confluence, what I would use to buy and sell. That's if I had nothing else on the chart and I was just looking at my indicator, I would act on my buy and sell, because basically I'm looking for the reversal, and I'm also looking for other confluences that confirm the direction is going my way. It's being reversed. But however, if you get the lightning bolt, it does not mean you should not take the trade. For those who have been trading with me all day today, you would know I've been taking all of the trades that I made today using the lightning bolt strategy were based on just the lightning bolt icon. And I think I netted over 400 pips today, just morning session. You know, I just woke up and just did morning session, and that was 400 pips. I see a few faces in here that witnessed it, a few people here. I see a few names that witnessed it. And basically, what'll happen is when this lightning bolt is displayed, it will not display on or at that bar. Okay, what it does is it waits for more confirmation, and it will paint most likely the bar, obviously, after the spike or after the highest point, the swing high or the swing low. And then the lightning bolt is painted. And then maybe a bar or two down, if you notice, these are good examples. They're like immediately it's saying sell, like immediately. But there are examples where you'll see a sell signal. Let me see if I could find one. You'll see a sell like this. Let me just do this. Sorry. Let me close this also. Where you'll see a buy or sell signal, these are really good examples. Let me go to another time frame. Let's go here. Where, for example, here, you'll see a sell signal that are bars away from the actual lightning bolts, because once again, I'm waiting for my confluence for it to reverse. So here was the lightning bolts. If you had various confluences, you can enter there. Once again, if you were blind, looking at the chart with just this, you would go in with the sell signal. And if you notice the sell signal here, it stayed away from all of, the, I guess, the volatility that we would see on this 1 minute chart. And then once that sell signal came, it immediately just dropped down for 40 pips on a 1 minute chart. How many people are trading on a 1 minute chart? Well, you will, once you have this lightning bolt strategy, it's going to become more and more comfortable to you to trade on a fast time frame. Of course, you can look for your 30-minute setups, your 1 hour setups, sorry, letting more people in. I apologize. Of course, you'll be looking at your confluences, but you can trade this off of a 1 minute chart. That's what I've been doing. For example, here, look at this sell. So this was a lightning bolt that probably came about somewhere right around here, and there was a retracement. If you got this lightning bolt and it was too far, this is the way I use it, if it were too far from the swing high, that would mean that your stop loss would have to be behind that swing high. And if you're not used to taking a 38, a 50 pip stop loss, then wait for the retracement. It doesn't mean that even when it retraced here, it doesn't mean that this lightning bolt is no longer valid, right? It's not valid. It's valid until price extends way beyond that swing high and makes more swing highs. So it allowed for all of this volatility to happen, and it gave you a solid sell here, and you were able to catch it at this point for a quick 40 pips. It retraced, and this sell is still valid, right? We're still within the confines of this lightning bolt, and you'd be able to sell it again immediately, right? We like, as traders, we definitely like confirmation, and a confirmation would be a break and retest, a retesting of a previous high or retesting of a previous low. That's how this strategy becomes super duper powerful. And then when you couple it with the auto-drawn support and resistance or supply and demand zones, you're running, and with, of course, some simple moving averages, I use only the 50, the 100, I'm sorry, the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. I throw that on my chart. I'm not worried about the 8s, the 12s. There are a lot of people using all these. I'm using simply the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. And if you take a look at this here, if I get this lightning bolt, what would make me enter? Well, you would see that, wow, it rejected this level of supply zone or of resistance, right? It also rejected this simple moving average at 200. 200, as we all know, is an extremely strong level of indication or confluence. And we would always expect, usually we would always expect a response at that level. So it would actually pull back. Price wouldn't just shoot through magically. No, price is going to break, and it's going to test it, or it'll break that level, and then it'll retest and come back down. So for me, if I'm getting this signal, I'm saying, oh, wait a minute, it's rejecting this level of resistance that's auto-drawn that the indicator has detected, and it's rejecting this simple moving average of 200, of 200 periods. I'm in this cell all day. Everyone that's seen me trade knows I'm in this cell all day. And I like to get in these cells all day with no room, no wiggle room for stop loss, because I'd much rather stop loss out less than 10 pips at times. You know, that's the way I trade. You know, for those that have seen my stats on the FTMO challenge, and I'll show that, my drawdown for the FTMO challenge was $205, and that was just based on fees. That was not losses. That was the fee. That was the transaction fee for the trade. So this is, you know, super strong level of confluence for me to get into the trade all day, all night. You know, same here. Look, it swung low. I've gotten the lightning bolt down here. Let's see if I can get some. Let's see if I can get some. Oh, I see Duncan in here. Duncan, nice to see you, man. And so let's see here. So here, this was a, you know, the lightning bolts, right? The lightning bolt came in. It probably came in, you know, obviously not down here. This was a super large doji, you know, doji with a large wick, and it rejected this level of support. Right? It then gave me the buy. That's all I needed. For me, I trust my lightning bolts. I know my lightning bolt has built-in confluence. It's not just a simple, like a moving average or, you know, any other indicator. I've got a lot of confluences built into that indicator in itself. One, I've got, using the lightning bolt strategy, I know I've got harmonics playing in my favor. It's detected some sort of pattern that's out there, a high probability setup pattern. Right? Then you've got the blue support and resistance. It's rejected that. I don't even need to have it test a simple moving average. I'm buying, once again, all day. All day I'm buying that. All day I'm buying that here. All day. Okay. You know, once again, here we've got a cell, a lightning bolt in a cell. What I have gotten in it, we've got this cell right at this level. For me, I'm still within a zone. I probably wouldn't get into that. You know, I've got, you know, between simple moving averages, this is just unclear. For me, this is very foggy. I don't take all signals. What I have taken that, depending on how it painted out, this is the 1 minute. So seeing that it had a major pullback, and I know that this is a level that's been respected before, probably not. Probably not. I don't know. You know, it's easy to say no, but, you know, based on my results, I probably would not have taken that trade. That's how the lightning bolt strategy works. You know, it's simple. There is an install process that basically some of you are getting it 1, 2, 3. Some of you I have assisted. You know, simply because what it does is to launch this, you've got to be a part of my subscriber Telegram channel. And when the indicator launches, it authenticates you and attaches your MetaTrader 4 ID to your Telegram ID. And it says, okay, you're authenticated, and it runs. So that's just something that, you know, as you guys are installing it, I will help you with that and get you guys up and running. Let me show you another way I've learned to use this strategy. And another simple way that I've learned to use this strategy is with trend lines. With trend lines. Trend lines have been super powerful in this particular strategy. So for example, let's say we go in, we get this signal here. Let's see, let me go forward a bit. So we get this swing high. It's a lightning bolt swing high. We also, time has passed and we've gotten this swing high, right? So I'm connecting my swing highs. Boom, I'm connecting these swing highs. And that lets me know anything that would be a reactive level to me. Why is that a reactive level to me? Because swing highs, we know swing highs are this extreme, another person, sorry. we know swing highs and swing lows are very extended. If you understand Bollinger Bands, you understand that the break of a Bollinger Band is a standard deviation, right? So if I were to pull up just to show you, if I were to pull up a Bollinger Band, right? Just to give you the logic behind how this works. Let's see here, Bollinger bands, right? If you pulled up a band, one of the inputs is a band deviation, okay? A band deviation of 2, there's a band deviations of 1, 2, and 3. For those that know statistics, and you would know that a standard deviation of 2 means that 96% of the time something moves 2 times out of deviation, 96% of the time it's going to return back to the median price, right? So it's going to extend and it's going to come back. So because we know that these lightning bolts are extended, and I am using standard deviation also as part of my calculation, we would assume that if it's not a runner and it's just going to run, we would assume that it's going to reverse, right? So if we have support and we have here support, and it's painting a picture that it's going to, that standard deviation of 2 is going to return, then of course you buy. If this were not sitting on a level of support, we don't know what it's going to do, but it could very well be that 4% that continues to run. So when you're drawing out this trend line, let me just make this a little bit. When you're drawing out this trend line, you can then see breaks in the trend line, right? So it came here, it respected this level. We could probably even bring it back here and still, draw it out a certain way. You'd probably just come across. It respected this, this was the level. It respected this level, right? And now it comes up, and on that break, I'm going to buy. I don't even need to see a lightning bolt at all. If I know that a trend line based off of my lightning bolts is being respected over time, the minute it breaks it, I'm in it. If I see that it's bouncing on this trend line, like say it came down, we'll find live examples, but let me get my annotation tool here. Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. So if we saw this is a trend line, it respected that level, right? Price came down. It respected that level, price came down. Say it respected that level again, price came down. Because this trend line is built off of a swing high or swing low, depending on which direction you're looking at, the minute it touches it again, I'm immediately in a sell. Immediately, because I'm expecting that it would perform the same way. And in addition to that, my stop loss is extremely close to the trend line, the other side of the trend line, right? So that makes my trades very favorable. So now we know that it's respected. For example, in this example, it's respected this here, or it's respected it here. It broke here, but it did come back down. It respected it here on these levels. It broke this level here, but it still respected it, and it came down, it rejected it. The minute it came up and it broke it and it showed that it's no longer respecting it, I'm in a buy at this point. I'm in a buy probably here, or if I missed that one, the minute this came down, this price here came down and it was rejected and it shot back up, I'm in a buy. If I didn't catch that, look, it came down again and it rejected it again. At the minute I see it touch, I don't even need to see candle close. I'm in a buy. I'm completely in a buy. I've been doing this. This is what I was doing all day today, along with acting on my lightning bolts, my lightning bolt icons. And that netted what, $5,800 or so, morning session, 300-400 pips. Simple and easy. And it works on, all time. It works on all pairs for those who are looking into crypto and Ethereum. Here's Ethereum. Let's clear this out. And you can see clearly this is a 15-minute. Look at this on a 15-minute. It's respecting it. This is without showing support and resistance. This is without drawing trend lines. Oh, and shall I say I'll draw those trend lines on major time frames, or maybe a 30-minute of 1 hour sometimes, even 15 since I'm working on a one. My entries are always on a 1 minute. They're always on that 1 minute. So same thing with my support and resistance zones. When you get into this indicator here, let's see here. When you go into your zones, this is a zone indicator that you'll get. It will let you know. This is an execute from EA because this is an auto trader. This is the auto trader portion of things, but we're not going to go there. What you will see, because I won't expose everything, you're going to see the zone period. This is the period in which you want your support and resistance to be drawn, right? So if you're working on a 1 minute, why would you draw, 4-hour trend, 4-hour support and resistance lines? You can then select, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it on a 15-minute. I'm going to draw it on a 15-minute period. That's why I want my zones to be drawn. And what's the distance between zones? Well, I want to keep them gapped out. So I want them, 30. When I'm doing a 30-minute on US 30, I'm doing 50 points between zones so that they're not so cluttered. And the system will automatically look for the major the major zones first, and then it drills back down. So if I selected 15 minutes here, the minute you click 15, it would recalculate zones at that time. And if you were to let this run, it's going to auto stretch out those zones. You're not having to draw lines and stretch lines out. It's going to auto stretch those zones out for you. I mean, I've been getting, some really good reviews, and for those that are taking advantage, and I thank you very much. I think, this is all going to go towards really building the community, building the package so that we could get this in the hands of people that want to change their lives trading. It's definitely helped me. I put in a lot of hard work with this. And here, I'll just read off some of the testimonials that I've gotten. I wish I could drag it on, but it's showing, full names. So I don't want to reveal full names. They're not known online as what they're known as. So here's one. Hey, I was talking to a particular person who I already had set up. He recommended I start following you and download the bot. He was telling me to shoot you over a quick note about the bot. In the last 2 days, I have had a major return. Took my $1,000 account that was barely moving to $1,568. He just downloaded this yesterday or today, one of the two. Absolutely amazing stuff. Definitely adds the boost of confidence to things I'm looking at. Much appreciated. Keep up the amazing work. Here's another one from a particular person. I don't know if they're on or not. They may be on here. And this particular person says, $75 investment to make 3K in less than 2 hours. Scratch that, up 2,600 in another NAS trade right now. So that makes that almost 6K. I mean, I literally just got off the phone with this guy, and 2 hours later, he took the first. He says, literally made 1.5K on the first lightning bolt signal. This is nuts. So this is working. People are using it. You've seen me post some of these online, and I'm hoping that you can appreciate the work and what it's going to add to your strategy. And I'll open it up to anyone who has questions. If you've got questions, and what I'll do here is I'll show you also something. Yeah. So this is my FTMO challenge that is sitting at right now $10,400 in profit. This is day 8. I completed this on day 3. I completed this FTMO challenge in 3 days. Unfortunately, I can't start the verification until 10, so I'm just creating 0.01 trades. So this was literally on day 3. It was completed. I've got 3 FTMOs that I'm working on. My last one I'm working on now, which will hopefully be completed before the holiday, before Thanksgiving. And if it is, then I should be right in line with starting all of them at the same time, the verification, all 3 accounts, and I'll just trade copy to all 3 of them at different levels. I'll add some strategy. One will be my main, others will be smaller in case things go wrong. I'm not hitting all of them, with the same major hit, but yeah, it's working. And if anyone has any questions, or if you've used it and you have any questions, or you've seen something, by all means, now is a great opportunity to ask.